Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into a really old text, an ancient letter, but you'll find its message is, well, surprisingly relevant for us right now.
Indeed. Yeah, our focus today comes from a YouTube meditation, actually. It centers on Paul's final letter to Timothy. And this source frames it really powerfully. It describes it as his last will and testament.
Okay, so our mission then. We're trying to get past maybe some common ideas and uncover what this source is calling the true gospel. The one Paul was so passionate about, especially compared to what the source calls an inflated or maybe sugar-coated version we hear sometimes.
Right.
It seems like it's about embracing the real, sometimes tough side of a spiritual calling. So to really feel the impact of Paul's final message, we probably need to understand where he was physically and mentally. This wasn't his first time being in prison, right? This was his second time, and it sounds much worse.
Yeah, exactly. The history is quite specific. Paul was locked up around 65 or 66 AD in Rome. This was right in the middle of Nero's persecution of Christians, after the Great Fire. And the place itself, the Mamertine Prison. We're talking a stone dungeon. Pretty notorious. It was mainly for important prisoners waiting for execution. Really cramped, damp. They even lowered people through a hole into the deeper level. Grim stuff.
Wow. That paints a picture. It sounds incredibly isolating. And that context really hits home when you read Paul talking about his loneliness. The source mentions 2 Timothy chapter 4, where he says people like Demas, Crescens, Titus, they'd left him. Only Luke was still there. It feels like he had no real hope of getting out this time. But I guess someone new to this might wonder, why is a message from someone seemingly so defeated, so alone, still considered so, vital?
That's actually why it's so powerful. It's precisely because it comes from that place of desperation. It cuts through everything else. This isn't just like a historical note. It's raw. It's the essence of Paul's wisdom after a lifetime of experience.
Right.
The source really emphasizes this last will and testament idea, like the final words of, say, Abraham or Moses. It's meant as this eternally living guide for believers, especially leaders.
Okay, so if this is Paul laying it all out, no sugarcoating, what is this uninflated gospel actually asking of us? It seems to challenge that idea that, follow Jesus and everything just becomes easy blessings and prosperity.
Exactly. Paul is incredibly direct with Timothy. In 2 Timothy 4, verses 5 to 7, he says, let me get the wording right, "But you, keep your head in all situations, endure hardship, do the work as an evangelist, discharge all the duties of your ministry."
Endure hardship.
Yes. And then he says, "For I am already being poured out like a drink offering, and the time for my departure is near. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith." He's telling Timothy straight up, suffering is part of the deal. It's an inevitable consequence, as the source puts it, of doing the work God gave you. No easy way out promised.
That feels quite challenging. And it's striking how that ancient message feels so relevant now. Our source connects this directly to today, offering a critique of parts of the modern church scene. Pointing out how maybe some churches focus on those sugar-coated words just to draw crowds, or they avoid tough topics like sin, maybe rely too much on, entertainment.
Right. And if you look at what Paul actually taught, it wasn't techniques for crowd gathering or getting rich or making your business boom. The mission, as he saw it, was simple. Tell people God's true will, don't twist it, even if you only reach one person. He was clear the path for believers is often, narrow and difficult, not the wide, easy path the world might prefer. It demands commitment and sometimes, struggle.
So Paul's final words, this uninflated message, it really presents a profound challenge to us today, doesn't it?
It really does. And it pushes us to ask, are we listening for the actual gospel Paul preached? Or are we maybe looking for a version that fits better with our own hopes for, an easy life and worldly kinds of blessings? Is our idea of blessing really what the Bible promises?
That's a searching question. It leaves you thinking, what would it actually look like for you listening right now to live as a true witness today? To share God's word as it is, the challenging parts included, without inflating it or leaving bits out, even if that means walking that narrower, more demanding path Paul described.